Check 1, 2. You mentioned yesterday that one of the things you do is you go to a lot of events to connect with network of people.
Yeah.
I'm wondering where you go to and how did you find them in the first place?
I follow the red string of fate. Have you heard of that before? It's like a Chinese thing.
The red stream of fate?
The red string of fate. No,
Okay.
It's like, you know, I met you.
Okay, great.
Okay, and then, or I met Heather, or I met, you know, whoever. I meet a people. Davin, I meet Jay. Like, you meet a person. Your experience will lead you to the next person.
Right. Okay.
Here's what I've observed, though. I have this habit of working very hard.
I could tell.
And that habit tends to create equity with people. So the reason I'm here with Jay is because I show up and I fucking volunteer. Like, I'm not volunteering here, but I volunteered, right? More than once.
Yeah.
And he's been saying it like, you know, give first, give first, give first. And it's so easy just to give it lip service, because if you show up with the agenda of giving to receive, it's not really giving still. And so the other side of that is when you work hard and you give without expectation, other people can see in your behavior what they would label value. And people of value want to be around people of value, right? And so the thing about that is the way for other people to perceive you as valuable is to be valuable. And the way for them to see you be valuable is to be valuable in front of them. And so the question is, how do you create that being of value in front of them? To serve. Right. And I don't mean like be value, I mean like literally like I have clients and they'll invite me to their event. I was at Alex Moscow's event in whatever it was, February. And I was invited there as a team member to be present to his event. And 3 days go by. At the end of the last day, I'm like fucking twitching because I need to feel productive. It's like in my DNA. And their team starts to pack down and I just join the team. I'm doing menial shit. It has nothing to do with like what I do in my business. I'm like packing up the signs and I'm like disassembling the stage infrastructure and I'm just doing things. I think that the best relationships are developed when you do unreasonable shit with each other. So I would find opportunities to do as unreasonable shit as possible with people you care about.
Thank you.
Yeah. That was a great answer. Thank you. I mean, it has a downside, right? Like, the other side of that is I've given away millions of dollars in revenue I'm never going to collect, which sucks. Like, I play on that side of the equation. And, you know, for better or for worse, I end up without revenue at times. But what I have gotten is a fuckload of experience, right? Like I can stand up here having produced, how many of you are coaches? Okay, coaches or service providers. So I have a client who we have worked with since December of last year. And for this client, we are now booking, in some cases, $60 qualified sales calls from Facebook traffic. $60 qualified sales calls from Facebook traffic, which in the coaching industry is like unheard of. Optimized unqualified sales calls are often $200 calls. And the only way that would have ever happened is if I had the experience to do it. And the great irony with being a service provider is either you go and you figure it out without having a real customer, in which case it's all manufactured, or your customers pay you to figure it out. And the benefit to having customers who pay you to figure it out without paying for it is I figured it out, right? So there's those two sides to it. It's interesting. Who has another question about content production or Facebook marketing or video production?